So they knew they had mice before?
I don't know, but you don't put this under here unless you think you do. Just spray foam under the siding. See how it just evaporates?
Is she there?
Yeah, she's up there.
Hey, Fatima, I just came to the house. Were you here? Huh? So, landlord said she was coming. 45 minutes. Then?
Good morning. I'm trying to pay some fees and fines that we possibly might have.
Understand that I'm not the owner of the house. And she's like, how is it the tenant's job to pay her fees for her maintenance on her asset?
Alright, let me call.
The permits will be approved, so I don't know. Good morning. Okay, so that's just that one.
Dude.
Morning.
Thank you, sir.
Alright,
Just so
let's
you
go
say-
back over there.
Yeah, and remember, just because like that video she did when she was fishing, saying that I'm blocking her. This is the facts. This is what's happening. So those old people, I told her get away from here. She had literally fished 4 different people to come, not paid them, just to try to get a recording of me saying no to deceive you. Now here's the every time I tell her I'm going to hire these people because the city requested it, she says no. Here is the actual plumbers. They come off work.
Understand.
I show up.
I'm not the owner of the house. And she's like, how is it the tenant's job to pay her fees for her maintenance on her asset?
Alright, let me call the office and see what's going on.
How much is she supposed to owe you?
That's the plumber.
$45.
Yeah, she's not even here on her own property.
I'll get my office to call her.
She doesn't pay the service. Next thing you know, the same thing happens here, right? So that's the plumber. Nothing that you guys have asked for has been done, right? This is the Orkins guys. I'm telling you, like, this stuff needs to be done. It's a mold
So
issue.
they knew they had mice before?
I don't know, but you don't put this under here unless you think you do. Just spray foam under the siding. See how it just evaporates?
Yeah. So they were doing it to block it off.
Because people do that all the time, but the problem is they fuck themselves by doing that because the reason there's a gap is because when it rains, water needs to drain from the siding. But because our crazy weather, expanding contrasting, it just gets bigger over time, so they go up under it. But then if you do that, where's the water?
Cover up the holes.
Yeah.
Now
So
you're
you end up now creating a mold mildew problem.
Yeah, because when I go to customers' homes for spiders or whatever, not for mice, and I go outside and see that, I go grab them immediately. I'm like, you need to take that up.
That's
well,
why there's
mice.
black
I'm sure you
mold.
did, but
And then all of a
it's
sudden you have
way
this,
bigger problem now than you ever
right?
had. So.
Well, I'm going to tell you again. You need to be taking this stuff to your attorney. You're making a police report about this. We have an inspection report. She has to comply with this in the 90 days given, call for re-inspection, or she's going to end up, if she fails this, she's going to end up being subject to citing by us, which is a ticket, a $100 ticket for non-compliance. That's the code enforcement part of it. This, you're going to
Take it
walk
to the
down
police?
there. Yeah.
Because she's
Everything else,
she's constructing an eviction. Is what she's trying to do.
You, this is you, right?
Yeah, it's all.
I'm
It's
just
all
picked up on my pocket.
bless you, sir. Because she's constructing an eviction. That's the problem. Like she's appending stuff to documents I never signed.
Alls I can,
To
I'm
avoid
not
paying
gonna
fines.
enter an opinion at all on what she's doing, because that's what a lot of these things are their opinions that are being stated about how things are done by what you think she's doing.
She's not showing up. She's
So
breaking.
she's not showing up.
She's not-
She may have a reason for it.
Yeah, because
Add
she's
it all
trying to.
together.
She's trying to get her illegal guy to do it. The one I showed the video with you two. That's what
Guys,
she's.
you need to have your attorney getting with her, because you have a lease agreement and it has stipulations on how things are supposed to get done. That's what your recourse be. You keep coming here and keep showing us videos and we'll be like, okay, but we've already done our inspection. Beyond that, it is between the two of you to make the arrangements to get the repairs done. She's responsible for them. If it says that's what the lease says she's responsible for them, then she's responsible.
I just want them to be done lawfully and legally. Is that wrong?
Exactly.
But she's not doing them lawfully and legally,
Then you.
and that's endangering my health.
Then you need to talk to your attorney, because she's not complying with that. When she has someone come in and they're a contractor, they should be licensed and registered.
100% agree with you. And the thing is I went and hired him because I'm following your
But she's-
orders.
And she's telling you no. Talk to your attorney.
You know?
I have no control over her saying no to you. Talk to your attorney.
I just don't get what she wants, how she wants this done. It's kind of like you want your cake and eat it too. How does she want? I'm trying to hire people to do the repairs. No, why? Because if I pay them, then I get to ask her for my money back, and it's deductible. No. The city tells her to do it legally. No.
That's where you talk to your attorney, because if you're gonna do something and you're gonna pay for it and it was her responsibility, you're gonna end up probably having to sue her.
And that's why she's like sitting there saying no.
Again, talk to your attorney.
None of them want to deal with her headache. No, I don't want to deal with her headache. You
I
guys
don't-
don't want to deal with her headache. None of us want to deal with the headache.
But you're talking about things that are outside the scope of our authority. We've done our inspection because it's a rental property. She's been told to fix it. If she's not complying with this, right now she has 90 days to comply. When we get back in there and do an inspection, whatever's not on here is a failed inspection. She hasn't been able to do it. The inspectors, they issue a citation. Then you're going to end up going before our hearing officer, adjudication hearing officer, and the two of you are going to have your two sides
Sure.
before him.
Well, the reason she's trying to construct the eviction right now is so she could bring her people in and hide the situation. Because I keep catching her, like the video I showed you, bringing illegal people, canceling on licensed contractors, and then her saying, "Oh, but she can't do these games when I'm recording."
And again, you've got that information.
Yeah.
If it goes to a ticket and she shows up in court, if she pays the ticket, then she could pay tickets for violations. She could pay a $100 ticket for every time she's issued a citation, because that's the code enforcement. She needs to comply, and she'll get a ticket if she doesn't. If she doesn't comply, she needs to have an inspection. She can't have an inspection. There's certain, there's things
But-
that need to transpire.
But at what point does the city say that this house now is a health risk?
When we get back in and we do an inspection, is it a health risk, or is it a house that has certain problems that can be fixed? Is it a condemnable house? It doesn't seem to be a house that would be condemnable, because I haven't been in there. I'm looking at the list. There's a lot of things that need to get taken care of, but quite frankly, for it to be condemned, it's pretty far off from the average house that gets condemned. They're in usually pretty bad shape.
The thing is that all of the droppings are all in the walls and all everywhere. She doesn't want to clean them because it costs money. You know what I mean?
Again,
Like
you're talking to me. I'm not going to go do it.
I know.
That's not within my authority.
But how can you? But the thing is if the landlord.
She's been told to fix it. It's her responsibility. She's not doing it in contrary to your lease. Talk to your
You
attorney.
got to do it again. You got to go.
I have to go. It's
I
actually
appreciate
a Zoom,
you.
it's a Zoom thing.
I'm learning
with
from you
Florida.
guys as I go. That's her?
This is the report.
Okay. Because she's constructing an eviction because she's trying to hide all this stuff from being
Well,
done.
she's not
It's
constructing this. We did on our
100%.
inspection.
God bless you, sir.
All
I
right.
appreciate you.
All right, take care.
I stand there. It's not wrong. Hello.
Hi, good morning.
Hi, sir.
Can I help you?
I spoke to the state attorney yesterday
Okay.
Because there's one of your landlords here who's a nuisance, causing
the what, I'm sorry?
One of the landlords
Okay.
is a nuisance,
Okay.
and they tampered with documents to try to avoid getting fines.
Okay.
So, city attorney told me I have to bring in evidence to show it to them because these documents aren't even signed by me, but she's submitting them to the courts.
Okay. So you just need it documented by the police that this issue happened? Is that what you're
I do. The thing is that I also had an issue because I'm one of the police in Wisconsin.
Okay.
I was a victim of violent crime. I talked to their state attorney and their detective department.
Okay.
They found the suspect. They want me to ID them, but they wanted to work with the police station possibly as one of the options because there's processes I don't understand.
Okay.
The chiefs and deputy chiefs aren't here until weekdays. Is there someone I could report that to? So start figuring out what's the next steps. Because I called the sheriff, and the sheriff said try to work with Glendale Heights first, and then if that doesn't work, call the sheriff's office.
Okay. So your first step is let's have you talk to an officer and
Okay.
try to explain what the situation is
Sure.
going on.
Sure.
So do you see that phone on the wall there, sir?
Yep.
Just pick it up. You don't have to dial anything. You'll talk to our dispatch. They'll have an officer come talk.
Thank you. Hi, I'm just calling. Can I get an officer here, please? I talked to the state attorney yesterday pertaining to a couple of matters, and as well as the sheriff. They told me to come back to Glendale Heights to provide them updates on the information. Yes, I'm in the front office. Is there a way I can update a case for one of the officers? There's two cases. I talked to one of the state attorneys to ask, and the sheriff in DuPage, and they told me, because it was during the weekend, and they told me to come in during Monday through Friday here to Glendale Heights to provide it to the officers. I have a case report number with, so the city's aware of like what this been happening with this one case with the landlord. Except I just showed the state attorney that this woman has been appending documents and modifying contracts without my consent to try to save herself a fine. So she's engaging in fraud. And then the second, I have not yet because no one was here to take it. Yes. And then the 2043 Audubon. Yes. And then the second one, this is one that was above my head. The detectives and the state attorney of Wisconsin called me about 2 weeks ago. I was victim of violent crime. And they apprehended a suspect. Sure. Okay. Sure. 312-800-3413. Patrick Zachary. The landlord, because she's getting cited by the city, has been constructing evidence, and she's tampered with the contract in order to like add pages to it that aren't even signed, to try to prevent herself from being cited. So she's engaging in contract fraud, you know, and they're using it to try to file a constructed eviction. Just because I told her by law, I'm like, no, until you do the repairs by code. I caught her on video 2-3 times breaking into the house to try to conceal the matter. And because I keep exposing her,